7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's start right out. Hey, what happened?
There you are. Hi, everybody. Welcome. My name is Dean, and we're busy today. Busy people, busy times, busy work. Oh, whatever. Anyway, thanks to our friends over at Domination.com, helping people do content super fast, too. 70 pieces in like 5 minutes. DMNTN.com. Try them today. We use them all the time. Also, our friends at Easy Auto Financial, helping you get into cars. EasyAutoFinancial.ca. No credit is turned away, and good people, too. Also, Ed's Fine Imports, his Gitch, 80% off blazers and suits and all the other stuff that he's got. Go to edsfineimports.com and check him out. Merry Christmas to everybody. Please welcome to the program, everybody, Ryan Lindley from the Sheeple Shepherd podcast, Bonzi Live from Tripping with Bonzi, and James DiFiore from Blackballed the podcast, who's been on quite the run. Before we get started with what's going on today, I have maybe some breaking news. I don't know if you want to call it breaking news. It was breaking news to me this morning because I have like limited amounts of time. I'm a very busy person, as you all know.
Very important.
Very, very important. I'm busy and important. I've started to order my groceries online. Now, I know this is not how people normally start podcasts with online grocery store conversations. However, hear me out. I dipped, I dunked, tried some Loblaws, a little bit of no frills, and then I thought, I'm feeling lucky. I ordered from Costco this morning. Sans membership card. You know what showed up an hour ago?
Rebel.
Fucking Costco groceries online, delivered, no card. Lady was like, give me a nice review. I'm like, whatever. I can't believe you guys are fucking... Costco delivers without a card, you guys. Do you understand how fucking huge this is?
That's
Do you know how massive this is? Costco delivering without... Like, look at it. I posted this morning. I just ordered groceries from Costco, delivered without a membership card. What a time to be alive. Has thousands and thousands and thousands of impressions, hundreds of retweets and likes. Because I like to work for the people. That's what I do. I did that for the people, and I came forward with a great idea. And what I want you people to do is I want you to take advantage of this, and I want you to get your groceries from Costco just because you can shine the membership card. That's all of that meant to me. Some guys like, did you pay extra for the groceries? I'm like, yeah, totally, because I didn't have a membership card.
What's the point of the membership?
That was my win today, boys.
Oh,
that was a good fucking win, Jamesy.
No lineups, no nonsense inside the go. Like fuck.
You might only get away with it once or twice, though. Apparently, according to Instacart. Instacart says that you're going to get it's actually called a discipline email, telling you that you didn't provide a membership number. And next time you have to provide a membership number, or you'll get denied.
Why is it so special that they get this membership card thing? I don't know.
Great question. I don't understand forever. Either.
I love the idea, and if you can keep getting away with it, but apparently they don't catch it every time. It's only if Costco audits them, then they'll come after you. But if they don't actually
come after me for
no, for the membership number. Yeah,
we want an extra $60 for the membership card.
Yeah. No. They just want
coming to take the groceries away.
I hate to be the one to put a fucking pin in your day, but just know that this isn't going to happen.
Was here and
this isn't going to This isn't going to happen forever.
We did this on my show last night too.
Yeah, we did.
The scam is the card.
Debbie Downer.
The scam is that they have a card, and now we're all like, "Oh, it's great. You can buy it without a card. You should be able to buy it without a card." Anyways, it's just a scam. Do you remember Sprint had the system access fee back in the day? It was like $7 a month, and every single Sprint customer was charged it. And then they lost the battle in court because it was actually not doing anything except going into dividends.
Wow. Yeah, that's what the fucking because the Costco membership card is the biggest pain in my ass because there's like a couple of things, and I love going to Costco, and I actually don't love going. I fucking hate going to Costco. I hate coming back from Costco. Going is fine. Coming back sucks balls because they never give you shit to carry your stuff in. Yeah. You got multiples of things, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna fucking cheat the system. So I get on the old Instacart machine this morning. I'm like, boom, 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 and all the heavy shit showed up, and I had to do no lifting. And hearing that they're going to try to send me, like if Instacart bothers to send me a warning when I just did e-commerce that bolstered this fucking province, I'm going to be very angry. I'm going to go back to getting my groceries in person, hopefully never again.
So you're not gonna pay the membership and have that luxury of Costco showing up at your door every day.
Yeah,
simply
you're right.
For that. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Costco treats us like you know what they treat us like. They treat non-member people like anti-vaxxers. There, they treat you. You walk in, you're like, "Hey, can I get a day pass?" You're like, "Fucking day pass, loser." Boom. And you're like, "Oh, okay, I'm here on a day pass. All right." But if you show up with your card, they're like, "Oh, a gold member. Pleasure to see you. Would you like
and you get
espresso?
Discounts on gas too?"
Yeah, exactly. You get
It's such a pull it out of your ass concept. It's a store like every other store, but we're going to add a layer called a membership card, and it's going to fuck everyone up, and we're going to make lots of money. Let's do it. Like what Sears card? I don't remember. I guess maybe there was something like, but you can't shop there unless you have a card.
Yeah, and the card. There's no credit on the card either, Jamesy. Like, there's no you don't get credit. You have to pay like you can choose to get gold. You get membership awards. They'll send you a check if you get a card for like
fucking jealous. That's all you guys are. You just sound jealous.
No, I'm not jealous. I really figured it out this morning because it bothered me for a year that I didn't have a Costco card because I used to go there all the time and I'd get like 2 or 3 really big things and I'd come home like the tenderloin. Have you had the denuded?
Yeah, that massive monster. Yeah.
Has anybody here had it?
Yeah.
Have you had it? No. Oh fuck! It's
I've never been inside a Costco before.
I haven't been in a Costco since 2016, I think. 2015.
Wow.
So just haven't been here, right? And then last year when I lived on my own. I don't really need to go shopping at Costco for bulk shit when it's just me.
Yeah, we let her
good though. I've never been there, but everything that I've ever had there for some reason is really fucking good. It's kind of annoying. It's like
their paper towel is great, by the way. Their paper towel is like Bounty, but like on steroids. It's so good.
You're such a sitcom dad.
Yeah, you are.
No, guys.
Their paper towel's unbelievable.
And their meat.
Paper towel, everywhere else. Their meat's incredible. Their pre-made dishes are incredible. Their fucking rotisserie chicken's incredible. And I never had a card. And I asked the lady when she got here, I'm like, can I order a rotisserie chicken this way too? She's like, no problem. And I'm like,
if you want it sitting in her car for 3 hours.
No. She was here real quick.
The only card that makes sense is CAA. It's like magic. You can just
that is
down. Yeah. You call someone, they come, and they say
it's
later.
The best card in the business. The Costco card sucks
because it exists.
You get cheap gas though, and you know what? If you actually get all your gas from there, it pays for your membership.
Have you sat in a Costco gas bar lineup before?
My fucking parents won't go anywhere else. They'll drive 20 minutes to go and sit in fucking line and save 3 cents on gas. He said it costs you fucking more to drive there.
Now who's stupid for not having a license?
And what you and the great part about it is that those people are idling for like an hour to get cheap gas, and they end up paying more because they burn through gas waiting to get the gas. It's like 4 cents cheaper at Costco.
You just gotta know when to go.
Cult.
You gotta know when to go.
Gas from the reserve, which is a lot cheaper.
Yeah, that's where I go. Yeah. I get mine.
I mean Michelle. I sit in the passenger seat and look at my phone. Hurry up.
Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys to start the podcast. If you use Instacart, you can actually get food and items from shoppers. You can get 2 dozen batteries; they'll show up. 2 bunches of fucking bananas; they'll show up. Windshield wipers; they'll show up. I ordered 4 tires this afternoon for my car. I'm sure see how they deliver those bitches too. I'm really excited.
You get tires at Costco, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I know nothing about this store. I don't. I thought it sold clothes.
It's incredible. Too. If you ever need 5 fluid liters of G butter, Costco. If you need a box of 400 granola bars for your kids because you don't feel like going back to the fucking grocery store, Costco. That's the incredible part. And if you're listening in the United States, it's Sam's Club in the United States. That's the same thing. We got Costco here. I'm sure you got Costco in the States, but not like here.
45-gallon drums of Olive Garden salad dressing.
Super jacked.
Fantastic.
Ranch.
Yeah.
Get the pump on the top. Yeah, it's good.
It's hard to get your head under there, though. You know.
Yeah, they got the big ketchups too that require a pump. It's the best. Yeah. If I could shop there all the time, I would. The problem is that I don't have a card. Now I don't have to. Now I can.
I keep thinking of the movie WALL-E when you guys describe Costco. You know, because all the people in WALL-E were like just sitting around all fat looking at screens all day. You know, because everything is so convenient.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Anyway, good that everybody's here. Thanks. Sorry we wasted 10 minutes talking about how I found a life hack for Costco, but I had to share it.
We have to keep us up to date how it goes when you do it again.
Super fucking important. Yeah, it will. Don't
Let
worry.
us know when you go again, because I actually looked at it today. Like as soon as I read your tweet, I'm like, you know what? I've never tried that Instacart. Maybe I'll give it a shot today.
That's incredible.
And I ended up getting pulled away for work, and I ignored it. But maybe we'll try it tonight.
Is that why you went on that little like information search where you found that thing that says if you order from
no,
Costco,
it was a reply to your tweet. Somebody replied to your
I
tweet.
Think the person's just being an asshole. I think they were just trying to shit on my great day. That's what I think it was. Because two things happened today, you guys. I don't care. Two things happened today. Two things. A, I got to get food from Costco without a card. B, I didn't have to fucking go there.
That's the best.
That's
it's like
the best
not
part.
having to go to IKEA and it's showing up put together.
Exactly. Yes.
Also,
yes.
I know this is kind of an aside, but can we agree that we should be able to beat up the people that do the Lotterio 10-minute thing at the cash? Can we beat those people up yet?
Oh, fuck, the worst people in the world.
I've never hated people like I hate them. Like,
my favorite is when
because they're superstitious and they'll pick the fucking scratch tickets and then they'll just do the barcode and they'll be like $2 and they'll keep doing that and it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I find myself
it's the angriest I get is when I'm standing in line waiting to pay for like 40 liters of gas and then ding 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 ding, you are a winner. You are a winner, and they're like, okay, what do you want to do? And the guy's like, well, let me think. I'll have $6.49, $10, $4 on Lotterio. No, wait, let me call my wife. Hang on.
Yeah.
Hey,
when's Alice's birthday?
Yeah, no,
they rifle through their change purse to get correct change to pay for the difference in the lottery tickets, and it takes them for fucking ever.
And then they argue. They argue with them. No, I got the encore.
Yeah, I got
the encore.
Or when they wait for the scratch and win tickets. Those are the people I'd like to slap out of the lineup. Is the one who's like, they take out the fucking board of scratch and wins and they put it on top of the thing. And they're like, go ahead and pick. And they're like they have some kind of fucking system
formula, right?
I'm a cantankerous, ornery shithead every day normally, but I'll find like in the depth of my soul, ageism, racism, any sort of horrible trait, and I'll find that bubbling, and it's like, you're not that person. Don't say that to this person. They're just an old person buying lottery tickets, and I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them.
How do you feel about them, Ryan?
I hate them.
Okay.
And one time I went, you know those tickets that you buy that you peel, and there's like 5 sections, and they go.
Oh yeah.
I bought, for some stupid reason, I bought 2 of them. I don't even know why, but I bought it. And then I started to walk away. I'm like, going to bring these home. You know, they're like, oh no, sir, you have to play that particular gambling game right beside me when you play it. And I'm like, what? Like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I opened it up and they're like, you didn't win. I'm like, okay. That was a lot of fun. Like, you're not allowed to leave with these things because I guess
you have to do it right in front of them, apparently.
Holy fuck. Yeah. Like the voyeurism of fucking lotteries. Like,
yeah, but that's, you know what? Here's the thing is that those guys
I want to watch you win, James.
That's their retirement plan, right? Gonna win some point. I'm gonna scratch this off and I'm gonna win 80 grand and I'll never work again. Those are my favorite guys that are like, for life, $4 grand a week. I'll never have to work again. That'll be easy. Like, I don't think you know how far money goes anymore, fella. Yeah. But those guys are the best. I've never been like that either. Like I've always been like super conscious of the people behind me. You know, like I if I'm paying for something that's taking too long, I start getting anxious. Like, listen, I know how I feel when there's an asshole standing here doing what I'm doing. So I always get like that. I feel worse when I'm standing there and the guy's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, your card's not working." I'm like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!" Look at the people behind me. There's like 12 people. I'm that guy now. I don't.
Do you guys help the checkout people bag your groceries to make it go faster?
I order online from Costco. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, like when I have like $200 worth of groceries, they have to be check them in, and there's a pile here, and then they either have to start bagging or whatever. And I always just help them bag it because, you know, they're always young chicks. They're like 17 years old, and they're trying to move fast, and they look all nervous and shit. And the people are waiting in line. So usually help.
Scott says, I admittedly play pro line during football season, but I go week 1, fill out my tickets at home and just bring them in and done. Those guys are the fucking worst too. The guys that sit there and agonize over their Proline ticket again, like they've got the inside scoop on what's going on in the NFL down in Miami. Yeah, it fucking drives me crazy. There's got to be a better way to do it. Like if I'm ordering groceries at home, there's got to be a way that you
can play lottery online now.
The self-checkout should only be for lotteries.
That's true.
You want a free game that will spit it out the slot. You don't have to sit there and pick. But I want to pick.
Shoppers picking up some cold medicine this morning because I'm fucking dying, and it's a cardinal mistake, and I wasn't in the right frame of mind. There's a lady ahead of me, and she's one of those ones that the old biddies that got the fucking envelope, and she's got the tickets, and it's all in a row, and she's got to pick the numbers for this one and this one. It's a fucking extra 10 minutes out of my day that I didn't need. Like, just shouldn't happen at these.
Here's
stores.
the thing: do you guys say anything to those people? Do you say it? Are you the kind of people
yell at
that
a
are like,
70-year-old lady who wants to try?
Why not? Why not? Call her every fucking name in the book. Tell her, get the
well, I did that in California and got in big trouble. So I'm done kind of yelling at ladies and stuff.
That's true.
Bitches.
No, you're not.
I got I've gotten mad where there's 2 cashiers and only one cash, and it's always a Shoppers Drug Mart. Fuck Galen Weston Jr. It's always one checkout open, but there's 2 cashiers back there, and that's when they're playing lot, and the other one can just open up the other one to let all of the rest of us through, but they don't. So fuck them too. Fuck. God, you really opened up a Pandora's box today, because that's a fucking that's literally like when somebody says, what's your pet peeve? I never think of that one, but that I fucking hate that one.
You know what else I hate too? While we're on the fucking pet peeve conversation, I hate the person in the drive-thru that orders food for the entire fucking family.
Yes,
Drive-thru is not for $80 worth of fucking McDonald's.
Exactly.
It's for a coffee and a burger. If you want to order everything, go into the fucking restaurant, order yourself. So there you go.
Yeah. Amen.
Are we done shitting on things yet? Or do you want to keep going for the 3 minutes, make it a hard 20? Ladies and gentlemen, Lochlin Cross from Budapest.
Hey!
That's awesome.
There he is.
Bonzi, have you gone to the doctor yet?
No, I'm going to go tomorrow morning.
Okay,
Maybe this
good.
afternoon, but I doubt it. Tomorrow morning.
This is great.
The only guy I know that gets COVID 3 times.
Dude, as soon as he landed, as soon as he got to Edmonton, 2 things happened. He got fucking virulently sick after hanging around with your dirty friend Army Chris, and then it was like minus 30 yesterday, and he said he almost fucking died recording a video outside of your house for 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Well, and that's the worst job I've ever seen anybody snowblow.
Thank you.
Just a tool.
He was really drunk.
He's going around in a circle and he's spraying the walls of my house and the fence. Like there's no thought to it that where the snow would go.
No,
like,
dude,
such a
I was
tool.
looking at the video, and there's one point where he's got the snow blower, like the hose for the snow, and it's going right into the side of your house.
So funny.
But it was
into the garage.
I thought the window was going to get smashed.
Like, yeah, I'm lucky I didn't go right through that fucking basement window. Is it slippery? And it just went, and it just the wall stopped it, at least. Thank you.
Yeah,
I thought you were doing like a mural, like it was going to be like some scenic thing by the time.
Do you want to tell Bonzi? Do you want to tell Lochlin what you did with one of his wife's glasses last night?
Do I need to know about this?
Well, no, it's this morning. So I was at Army Chris's last night for my show. I stayed over, and I left my pipe there this morning. So I'm pretty crafty with my ways when it comes to smoking weed. So I had to get creative here and used it was one of your old radio awards and one of your wife's nice glasses. But I made this awesome new bong. You'll love it when you get back. You can have some. Try it out.
Hey, hold on. I don't have any radio awards.
Oh, well, I don't know what that was then.
I'm the Susan Lucci of Canadian radio.
I got a few here I never asked for. I'll send them to you if you want. I don't even know how I got them. They just sent them to me because I was supposed to go to the things. But they're where you can't use anything you can't use this to smoke anything with fun. So you can come here anytime. How are you, dude? How's Budapest?
It's really cool, actually. If people don't know why we're here, my daughter Riley Bluebird, the youngest, she dances for a company in Budapest, and so we came here. She has actually been she's been the one that has done the Christmas away from us for a number of years. So we thought we'd bring Christmas to her this year.
Mm-hmm.
And
Awesome.
so we hopped on a plane last week, and we've been here a couple of days now, and this is an interesting country. We didn't know a lot about Hungary. We've been reading a bit, and we've done a couple of tours and doing a lot of sightseeing stuff. It's interesting here. They're kind of in this. My youngest explained it. She was like, you know how Quebec doesn't really want to be a part of Canada?
Mm-hmm.
And Hungary's kind of like that. They don't really want to be part of the European Union, but they are, right? And so there's this faction of the population that sort of lives in the past, but it's culturally amazing. They actually built things that last here. I was laughing. I was telling the wife today, like, we're on a street that was named after some guy that won some war in like 1700. And then we go past a building, and they're telling us about this building that was named after this guy that won some war in, 1896 or something. And we have a street named after a guy that scored lots of goals and won a Stanley Cup in Canada, right? Like, it's unbelievable. The whole, like, they actually give a shit about how things, like, they build things to last here. Like, they are literally pounding condos up in Edmonton. Like, if you get on the roof of my building, on my house, Bonzi, and take a look, all you will see is
Don't
just
go on
a
the
whole
roof.
bunch of shitty condos being built all around us. They're expanding. And every single one of those condos, if you live in them for 5 years, they're going to fucking fall apart. Right? I'm in a building that's 200 fucking years old, and it's the nicest place we've ever had. Like, the nicest Airbnb we've ever had.
Did you? Yeah, I was going to ask, did you Airbnb it? Because I saw like a couple of pictures that you took, and I'm like, oh, he's staying in a nice fucking place. But the Airbnb is the way to go when you go to Europe. Because, like, it's beautiful. And you know what? You get an eye-opener, too. So if you've ever been to Europe and if you've enjoyed, sightseeing, you're when you come back to Canada, you're like, we don't have any old shit. Like, a 100-year-old building in Canada is like a fucking historical building. Over there, if it's not 250 years old, they'll rip it down. Like, the history over there, the buildings and the history, hundreds and hundreds of years old. So they had to be built right.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing about Hungary, too, is there's no skyscrapers here. We were on a tour today on a bus thing that the wife and I jumped on. And apparently back in the day, they built the legislature building to a certain height, 96 meters. And then there was this sort of bylaw that everybody's lived up to for years, for hundreds of years, that no building would be higher than that. And so well, Jasper's kind of like that, but different.
Yeah. Dublin's the same. It's like
Dublin?
8 stories. You can't go any higher than 8 stories. Listen, as much as I'd love to talk to you about zoning bylaws in Budapest, I'd rather talk to you about how much you had to pay to shit. So, because we've got a couple of slides here, and I love these. Lockers, if you don't follow Locke, he's in Budapest, he's in Hungary, and he's doing Locker European observations. Let's start here. More of a first than an observation. I had to pay someone to take a dump for the first time in my life.
Have you guys ever had to do that?
Never. No.
Somebody warned me about that. Actually, Army Chris bought a bunch of euros over, and he said, you might need this if you got to take a shit. And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, no. So we're wandering around this place called Hero Square, and my lunch was like fighting back on me. And I said to the wife, I got to find a bathroom now. So we found this sign that says WC water closet. So she goes, okay, well, that's where we'll go. So we walk in, and the woman's like, no. She's like, and she's trying to like speak to us in English, very broken English. And the wife's like, oh, we have to pay to use the bathroom.
Is it by weight?
That would have killed me.
Good one.
Like, I'd be broke here. Like, I shit 4 times a day. I'd be broke. So anyway, I had to pay €1 to take a dump. And the bathrooms are clean, but then that explained the homeless person I saw in the shrubs taking a shit about 30 minutes before I paid to take a dump.
Are they all?
Yeah, I
like
think
that
that
over
I think it starts a problem. It creates its own problem while it solves another.
Yeah.
Right.
But is that
Consequences.
standard over there? Is that like, do you have to take a shit? And I got to tell you, because I was thinking about it before we started the show, and I talked to Ryan about it before, and Jamesy, and let's go around the room here. Just a quick thought. I'm not offended by the idea that maybe we should start making people pay to take shits in public bathrooms, because that bathroom was probably super clean and comfortable, right?
It was.
That's just it, right?
Like a public, because like how many times have I walked into an SO bathroom and seen like what appeared to be an abortion on the floor, and I'm like, yeah, you want to get rid of that? You make people pay
That's
to
just
use
a Slim
shit, or
Jim.
Canada should do the same. That's just a Slim Jim.
Salsa.
You can't make
Somebody was eating nachos in there.
Americans. You can't make North Americans pay for going to the bathroom, because as a culture we have completely failed everything that has to do with going to the bathroom. Everything. We have failed the privacy angle. You know, the place that you need the most privacy, we have the least. You know, we're wasting how many gallons of water every time we do it. We're not cleaning our butts. We're smearing poo and hope to get it off of our rear ends. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, hold on.
I clean my
James,
butt. I don't smear.
You are
I
not
clean.
wrong. You are not.
Yeah, do they have
wrong.
bidets over there, Locke?
Japan knows what they're doing. Sorry.
I haven't seen a bidet, but I will say this: there is a serious lack of water in the toilets here. So the toilets are shaped differently. There's like this shelving thing, and then there's a hole in the front of it. So you shit on the shelf. And let's just say this.
Are you sure that's not the sink?
I'm not shitting in the sink.
Locke's shitting in the water fountain.
That's not it, Locke.
James brought up a great point, Locke. Are you sure you didn't take a dump in the sink?
That's the wrong hole. Okay,
The shelf. The shelf.
You shit on top. I'll show you. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking
Locker's
about.
European toilet tour.
Oh, that's
So-
a nice fucking place.
Okay.
It is.
Can you see the toilet?
Yeah. What do you got?
They're all like this. So
Okay.
you
Well,
shit on that,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
right? And
What?
then it flushes it down.
down to the
That
front.
cost him.
But it doesn't
and they
mask the
all
odor.
They all have these beads on the side, right, for the smell, but it doesn't work.
It probably does normally.
I need water. I need instant water.
That's the number
When I
one
take a
rule in
dump.
prison. When you take a dump in prison, it's like splash some water on that shit, motherfucker, because it's like you're smelling up the whole
Yes. Yes.
Sounds a little too spoken from experience, James.
I've never been to prison.
Me neither. Not for a long time. Anyway, okay. So you shit on a shelf, and the water goes to the front of the toilet in Hungary. One of the other things I saw here, which was fascinating to me, Locker's European observations quote: "They like sausage over here. What is that, and is it circumcised? Yes or no?"
That was not. I don't know if it was circumcised, but we went to this market and they have all these stands with all this food, and it's amazing. And I think it's because it's Christmas here, but it's amazing. So we had a bunch of food. That was we got a bunch of plates and just pigged out. That was yesterday, but I had to get that. And yeah, it was unbelievable. They like their sausage here in Hungary. I'm telling you that.
Can a quick
So
question
good.
about
There's
the
cheese in
salami? Was there cheese in that thing? In the actual sausage?
Yeah, and you can wander around with booze here. It's like awesome.
He's eating more cheese, so he doesn't have to shit so much, and it's not going to cost him that much while he's out.
You know,
Smart
I
move.
didn't think of it, but yes.
Smart move.
Yeah.
I see here Locker's European observation. Some things are bigger here. What appears to be 4 liters of Hogarden pints.
That was
One
my
glass.
lunch.
Yeah, that was your lunch today.
Beer.
Yeah. She's like, "Do you want the big one or the small one?" And I went,
Let's go big.
"Come on."
Yeah.
I'm Paul Bunyan, you fucking idiot. Of course I
Yeah,
want
look
to
at me. Look at me. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That's another thing with me. I am seriously not the tallest dude here. People are giants here, man. Yeah, like I am.
Hungarian people are big?
They're Europeans are big, man. Yeah, like I am
What are the
not
chicks
like
like?
I'm average height.
What are the chicks like? What are the Hungarian chicks like? Because I've told several jokes about Hungarian chicks in the past, so I'm just wondering if they're true.
Do they have hair?
I've always pictured a lot of hair.
Yeah, me too.
I will say this.
Yeah.
They all look like they're in amateur porn. A lot of them.
I don't know if that is good or bad.
No. Go on, Lochlin.
Not that that's a common search for me, but I think that's about as descriptive as I can be.
So half the population looks like whores. Okay, go on.
That come in handy when you're at this bathhouse with all those dudes.
Okay, listen, here's the thing. You have to go to the bathhouse
hang on.
when you're in Hungary. But
hang on, my man. Hang on. I need to explain this. Again, at Lochlin Cross on Twitter is where you can follow his Hungarian vacation. Lochlin is standing in front of a window, and he's knee-deep in a bathhouse, and behind him there's like 20 naked old dudes, and he looks like a prisoner of war. Again, at Lochlin Cross on Twitter. What is that? Explain what happened there.
Listen, I don't want to talk about it. But again, and Dean, you pointed out the fact that I was looking on the positive of this experience, and I was looking around the room when I was getting ready to go into the bathhouse, and I realized, one, I was one of the very few men in that room that was deciding to wear shorts, and two, I am not as concerned about my low-hanging ball issue as I thought I was.
See some low.
There was one guy, he had nuts to his knees. I swear to God.
Wow.
Come on.
Like he could have fished with them.
You could choke someone out with it. Jesus.
That's going to be me if I don't get rid of that third ball.
Dude, you better look into it. Sooner the better. Because I think the weight's an issue. Because he had huge nuts too.
Oh, dude. Yeah. It just snapped
Was it
right off at some point.
Being the only one with trunks on and everybody else is letting their balls just go free willy or what?
I was okay with it though, Bonzi.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Was it like an old man schwitz?
On.
Was it like a schwitz or like a gay bathhouse though? Like what was it? No, I can't tell. I hear bathhouse and I just think, oh, we're gay guys.
Maybe I read the wrong sign.
Yeah, I got fired once for talking about bathhouses, but 8 years ago. So this is freeing for me. So
because that one guy looks really angry in the background.
Yeah, he does.
He looks like he's really fucking annoyed with you.
That's the other thing.
You missed the early bird special.
Sorry. A lot of them are angry. They seem annoyed with life or tourists or whatever. Yeah.
Maybe they just don't like you.
I'm sewing a Canadian flag on my backpack because someone was like, maybe they think you're American, and I'm like, that's a good point.
That's true.
I need to let people know that I'm Canadian. Yeah.
Real quick, why didn't you go naked? Like everyone else in there is naked. Were you ashamed? Were you afraid? Or you just?
I don't know. I'm not that guy. I don't know. I guess I should have. Maybe.
Did they lean back all proud? Like it's like showing off your car in Detroit or something? Like you just like, how you doing,
guys? There's a lot of moves. There was one guy with a leg up with a.
Yeah, I was going to say, do they do the old, how you doing?
Yeah. What, like this one?
The George Costanzas. And...
That one right there?
Yeah.
And the nuts just hanging down. Those are the guys, like I was member at
way
several golf
too
courses.
comfortable.
And you go to these like saunas after you go golf, and those guys will sit in there and they'll drink their beer, and they'll literally like I don't know what it is. Maybe I just didn't grow up in the woods. I don't know. I'm not European enough, but I always found it off-putting when you're sitting there talking to a guy face to face, like maybe 5 feet away, 6 feet away. You're on different benches in the sauna, and the one guy goes like this. So tell me about yourself.
Yeah.
Way too. He's signaling.
Yeah.
He's signaling. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I left.
1 ball means, I'm down with it. And 2 balls means I'm going to attack you any second now.
And then Bonzi's there with 3 balls.
Yeah.
Kill your whole family.
Anyway, dude, you're not missing anything. Like, are everything well? You're happy? You're enjoying yourself? You and Deb are enjoying yourself? You're comfortable knowing the Bonzi's taking care of your house? He's got a sinus infection, so he's not going anywhere.
Thank you. I think Bonzi all kidding aside, I know Bonzi doesn't have COVID because he got tested the day he hit the ground. And I mean, if he had COVID that quick on the back end of on the front end of that trip landing. He would have picked it up in Vancouver when he hit the airport. So, but he caught that cold that we all had. Everybody in Edmonton had this wicked cold that everyone started getting back in September, October this year. So I'm guessing you got that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, really appreciate the fact that Bonzi's at the house taking care of it. I mean, I'm not like, listen, I don't have anything of value in that place. It's just, you always feel a little bit more comfortable when you know somebody's at your place when you're away for 2 weeks, when you're in the public eye, which is
minus 30. Fucking pipes can explode. It's crazy the shit that could happen.
Some fucking guy could snow blow your wall.
Yeah.
Snotting all over your fucking bed sheets.
Hey, by the way, that snowblower, I'm not wrong, eh? That thing weighs more than the fucking car.
It threw me for a loop. It's a heavy duty thing. That was it's got some serious power, and then you've got to hold both handles down. Like one turns the auger, one makes it go, but then you got to try and turn the little thingy so the snow blows right. It was a fucking rigmarole, dude. That's like,
yeah. If you think Bonzi's the kind of guy that can walk and chew gum at the same time,
you're fucked.
He's not operating that snowblower right.
And the other thing too is it was made by Sears, and the thing about Sears is they made shit that actually lasts forever. So, and I'm too cheap, right? Like I'm not going to get rid of it, but no. I mean, you can get one that weighs like nothing but throws snow way further, but the thing is never going to die. I'm going to have that thing for 100 years, right?
Yeah, and you better, because Sears doesn't exist anymore. Their shit sure does though.
Hey, Locke, I met your neighbor this morning. He's a nice fella. He said you had shitty neighbors. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, you're Bonzi.
Yeah,
that doesn't surprise me. You're like my daughter. You go to the fucking grocery store and you know the guy that cuts the meat.
Your house sitting
I was
for
going to
that
say
Lochlin
that.
fucker,
I bet
are you?
Well, not only that, you smoke weed and he smokes weed all day. That's how I know
doing.
he's home.
That's how he caught
I
me.
can
He's
smell
like,
weed.
Peeked up over the fence. He's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing? I could smell that." He's like, "Your house sitting for Locke?" And I was like, "Yep."
Yeah, I don't talk to those dicks. That's one of the fucking assholes who parked in front of my driveway. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. You fucking made friends with that asshole.
Yeah, he's gonna make friends with all the people you hate. It's gonna be really uncomfortable when you come back too, which will be really exciting.
They're coming for barbecues now.
Yeah,
and with all your stories, Bonzi, I mean, clearly Edmonton is the place to go get sober.
Yeah,
it is. I've hardly drank at all, to be honest. I had a couple of Mike's, Positive Mike's Fine Wares, and Grey Cup Sunday. I got a little gibbled, nothing too bad.
Yeah, what did you have yesterday?
Like, too fucking sick.
Yeah,
I had a bit of wine last night, but that was
he powered through his.
He just goes, I haven't drank since Grey Cup. I haven't drank since Grey Cup.
A drink doesn't count.
I haven't drank much since
a drink doesn't
every
count.
day.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how you drinking, buddy? How's the beer in Hungary? Are you enjoying it? Have you been shillelied every night? Is the wife okay with your behavior? Like, because usually when you go on a vacation with your wife, if you haven't been for a while, not that I would know. I would know. Not that you know. Is like, no, we're spending time together. Are you getting that? Like, how are you even on this podcast?
Yeah.
Well, I saw that you guys were on, and my daughter is just on a way. We got a Airbnb like literally a block away from where she lives. Mm-hmm. So she's been coming over and then hanging out, having dinner, and then going back and crashing. So they were just chatting, and I saw that you guys were live, so I just jumped on quick. But the beer situation. Like they sell beer everywhere here. Like every store has beer. So I haven't had any issue with supply. I've sort of settled on this is Miller.
Oh, MGD.
MGD.
So you go all the way to Hungary and you're drinking Miller Genuine Draft. Like
that's an import.
Absolute tourist.
That's exactly.
That's an import now.
That's exactly.
That's like
what
going
my
to fucking Turkey
said.
or China and going, you know what? I'll just have the clubhouse sandwich. What are you doing, pizza?
Where's the closest McDonald's?
Yeah.
Is there Arby's out there, Lochlin?
I haven't found an Arby's, but I had KFC yesterday.
Oh, Christ's sake. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Are you
Send
serious?
the pleb.
You're in
Send
Hungary.
the pleb
You're
to
drinking
Europe.
Miller Genuine Draft and you went to fucking KFC.
Send the pleb.
It's probably good for him because biochemistry relies on this shit being in his system, at least on a regular basis.
That's true.
Wouldn't you guys be curious of what the Dirty Bird would taste like in Hungary?
No,
I was.
No.
Was there any difference whatsoever?
Not in the fucking slightest.
You're fucking unbelievable.
It's so good.
I fucking had a sausage, so fuck you.
I'm cultured, you fuckers.
That one bite sausage.
That's true. And you did go into a bathhouse with a bunch of old guys with their balls hanging out. It's not like
Yeah,
you
Did
had
you
and
have
I
the
take
sausage
a
with you when you
dump.
walked into the bathhouse?
No,
Just out of
I
curiosity.
did not. I did not. I decided against that move. Yeah.
What were you going to say? You were saying something, Lochlin, before I cut you off?
No. I was just saying I decided against taking the sausage to the bathhouse.
What time is it there now, Locke?
It is
I was just
10 o'clock exactly. Boom.
10 p.m.?
Yeah.
Nice.
What's the COVID situation like over there? Are they wearing masks? There's a question for you because we haven't talked about COVID for like 40 minutes yet, which is a record.
What is it? Omicron? Not hearing
The Om Nom Nom, yeah.
anything about that. The Transformer variant. Everyone is masked up.
You got to wear masks to go in places?
Yeah, you have to show your
Good.
You have to show your vaccination. Like even to get into the market today, we went to the Christmas market.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You had to show ID and your vaccination pass. They're not questioning the vaccine certificate that we have from Canada. There's no phones to scan anything, so they're not looking for the QR code. But we took a copy of both. We took the QR code and then we took the actual documentation, right, with the three that are marked on it.
You mean Deb did that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. She's in control of all that stuff. But the one thing that we're a little bit concerned about is the conversation about the change in the requirements
Travel.
when you come home. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't imagine they're not going to let us back in based on the fact that we were here before there was a discussion about the changes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's
The last time we did this though, Locke, a lot of people did get stranded. So keep your eye on it closely, just in case they give you a deadline. And if you have to, get the fuck out because they won't let you in. It'll happen where they will not let you in.
They're going to let him in. What do you mean? Like not let him
It
back in?
happened. Do you not remember those people that like they were stuck for 4 months in Brazil? They couldn't fucking
but that
come
was
home.
Fucking stupid. That was like pre-vaccination. He's like super vaccinated. He's got 3 of them in his system. He's the most vaccinated man in fucking Hungary, probably. So
I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it's possible. That's all.
Ryan's not
so just
wrong.
keep an eye on it.
Is
That's
that what
all.
they said? They said that they might not let you back into the country for an extended period of time?
No. I'm not worried about that. We're not worried about that. But
You're just
Ryan's
worried
not
about
wrong.
quarantining when you get home.
Well, that's the one issue, right? I mean, I could make the show work, like the morning show work, and I can make this work.
Yeah.
The wife is working from home already. So if we can just get through the borders, if we have to do our testing and then they make us quarantine, then we'll just deal with that when we hit the ground.
But I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, but this just came out today that when you travel from Europe and you come back, your first swab has to be an anal swab.
Yeah. No, it does. It has to be. It has to be. It's a double actually. It's 2. Yeah.
You get
double.
No, I'm not joking. You have to get like a nose swab and an anal swab depending on where you come from because it's the most.
I've never liked
testing.
any of you.
And you don't get to swab each other either. They appoint you a court-appointed swabber.
Yeah.
And the only thing I'm worried about for you is when, depending on how serious this gets, is what's going to happen when you do land, and if you have to do the quarantine in one of the quarantine hotels until a test comes back, and that'll be a pain in the fucking ass.
Yeah.
So
Because they did have the hotel situation too at one point, right?
Yeah, it's still a thing. There was the girls from the juniors team were holed up last weekend, and they were doing interviews from the hotel in their stupid tuna sandwiches and getting pissed off that they weren't able to do anything. So I'm just worried. I'm worried about the timing of your trip and where it's going to land when you get back. Yeah, and where we are as a country at that point with Omicron. It's going to be
come back on the 30th.
No, we're back.
26.
The 26th, we're coming back.
Oh, you're back.
If there's some sort of terrorist attack, no one's going to take you as a hostage.
Yeah.
So you're fine.
Well, I'm way too annoying, James. I mean,
You're too big. Can you imagine trying to take Lochlin as a hostage?
No. They need send the van. Send the big van with no
just
seats.
jumps into his arms and points the gun at him. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're enjoying yourself, right? Because over here, all we got like yesterday and the day before was like, fucking don't travel. And I'm like, and I texted you right away, hey, heads up, dude, just this thing is happening. And the other thing is like, I've been trying not to fucking text you, and I said to these guys the other day, I'm like, stop texting with Locke. And Ryan's like, dude's texting us. I'm like, fucking leave him alone. He's on vacation. But you won't stop texting back and forth, which makes me wonder if you're actually enjoying yourself.
No, I am totally. No, that's just me. I mean,
do you not enjoy texting with us, Dean? Is that what you're saying?
No, I enjoy it. I'm just trying to give the dude a break because we take up so much of his time, and he's with his wife, and I don't want to piss Deb off. Yeah.
Dean has been married before, so that's where that's coming from, right?
Hey, speaking of which, did you guys see Locke? I don't know how much time you're allowed to join us for, but did you guys see the Ben Affleck news this week? Are you familiar with any of this news?
I read this. This is interesting because I had this idea of what Jennifer Garner was before this conversation.
Yes,
and
that's
now
what I
have a
said.
Completely different opinion,
right?
But
I was the other way around.
Oh,
I said this matches it. Oh yeah, this matches
right?
this totally matches it.
Really?
Yeah, no. James got his wish though. Did you guys realize that we were segued into the Ben Affleck thing? James got his wish to have Lochlin in on this conversation. I fucking love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he was excited.
Why did
here's the deal. Here's the deal. Because Ben Affleck said he was on Stern the other day. He said he'd still be a drunk if he was married to Jennifer Garner, and I maybe took a little liberty with the headline. And I put here.
Dean, do you find any parallels with this story, by the way?
Oh, my fucking God. It is unbelievable. So the article, during an appearance on the Stern Show Monday, Affleck, 49, got candid about his struggles with drinking while married to Jennifer Garner, with whom he shares 3 kids. Doesn't matter how old they are or their names. I'd probably still be drinking, he says.
Doesn't matter their name.
It's hilarious.
It's part of why I started drinking, because I was trapped.
Wow. Well, listen, I'm never one to shy away from the truth.
Yeah, okay.
I could probably find another reason to drink.
You look so stoned, by the way.
I've been drinking all day.
Okay.
If we are literally focusing in on a reason to, that's probably one of the highlights of most men's lives.
You know, this might come as a surprise to you, but if I wasn't with my wife and family, I'd be in like a ditch with various drugs inside of me and like lots of alcohol and nipple clamps and shit. Like I need the stability of a home.
I was just gonna say drugs and men.
A guy named John.
Bubba.
Just because you suck dick a couple times doesn't mean you're gay, guys. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
A couple
drive
times.
one truck, eh?
You drive a truck.
One dick. You
bag.
build one house.
Then you're
Well,
gay. Bag of dicks.
I don't know if James is the type of person we should be using as an example for this story.
No.
No.
No,
You're a
because he gave
different
up
case.
drinking, and you know, he only does a lot of really legal drugs.
Yeah.
It's not that I wasn't a complete shit-faced drunk druggie when I was in the first half of this relationship, but I would have been dead if I didn't get into this relationship because I was 32 and just would not doing
Going hard,
not making. I wasn't making good decisions. Okay.
Now you're too old for those decisions. Your body's too old for those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I've met
but
lots of people though that
what I want to get
age
to.
as an excuse
It looks
to
like Tucker
continue doing
Carlson
drugs.
in that picture.
Yeah.
What I want to get to is the fact that it's probably Jennifer Garner's fault.
I totally fucking agree, man. There's no way around it. I don't think Ben Affleck said anything wrong here, and I think you even have a video.
Yeah, let me play this video of now. Keep in mind, this is what Ben Affleck was talking about. This is Jennifer Garner washing her cat. It's a video that she put out of her washing her cat. I'm going to play this for you.
For this second, I thought she washed her
James.
genitals. I swear to
Me
God.
too.
No, wash cat. She's got a legitimate cat, CAT.
Okay.
But after I read what Ben Affleck
It's not
said
what
about
Dean said in
how
the
he
pre-show.
felt trapped. He felt trapped in a relationship, and he felt trapped being married to her. I watched this video. I'm like, oh yeah, I fucking totally get it.
He can.
Something's gone awry. Miss His pants. We can't live like this. He's befouled. First of all, we have an obesity problem. So please don't make fun. Oh, is that nice? Oh, what a good cat. Oh, it smells even better.
Yes, I've seen the muffin man. He lives on Rosie.
I've never met a nicer cat than this cat, which is why I feel badly making fun of what's happening.
I'm surprised he's still alive.
That's Ben Affleck in that sink. That's exactly what it is. Ben Affleck related with the cat more than he did with his wife.
Yeah.
Can you? Dude, the video's 3 minutes long. Look at her. She's like, not just doting over this cat.
Which is why I feel bad.
She's like, she's doing a play of washing her cat, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my god, I know this person. I was married to this person. I was with this exact same person, where she would like do these make work projects for no good reason, and then she would look at you and go, why aren't you helping? And I'm like, cuz we don't wash cats. Like, there's no point. My ex-girlfriend, same thing. Every time we took the dog for a walk, time for a wash. I'm like, why are you washing the fucking dog? If you asked me why I'm not with my girlfriend, I would say probably because she washed the dog too much. She's a lot like Jennifer Garner. And when I read what Ben Affleck said, I was like this. I was like, oh,
look at that fucking
totally,
poor cat.
Totally.
Okay, can I ask a question about Ben Affleck's, like, after this statement? Are people all over him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, they feel bad for Jennifer Garner. They're like, how dare you sue her, the wife of your children, like that? And he was going like this. No. I'm just looking. She won't stop washing the cat, and the cat's fucking attacking her. And Ben's probably off to the side going like this. Why are we washing the cat? I don't know if you know this. You're not supposed to wash cats. And look at her.
Washed the cat's ass.
Fucking bleeding from the neck. Yes.
Yeah.
And she's still.
Does she even know that she's a celebrity? Like,
no.
She's more like a Walmart customer, and like, I don't know, like their instincts like went away. Did the celebrity instinct dissipate over COVID? Because I don't know, her agent's probably like, what the fuck are you doing, you crazy cat lady? Like, Jesus.
Please take that down immediately.
I totally got what Ben Affleck was saying, because I've said that about 400 times in my lifetime.
Do you have that picture of him standing outside that house with the cigarette?
Oh, yeah.
This is the greatest husband picture I've ever seen in my life. Yeah.
This is married Affleck.
Head to toe.
4 years ago when he was married, and he was taking a smoke break from dinner because his wife was fucking insufferable. Look at this. Oh, my God.
I bet you she's got the fucking cat in the sink again. Jesus Christ.
She's
I'd
asked me
rather
to put
suck Matt Damon's dick than go back into that fucking house.
Right.
Again.
You know what's funny about that picture for me is that that picture right there with the man tits, like the whole everything. Yeah,
the vibe, the whole vibe.
It says you don't even need text on it.
No.
It speaks. You know what it says? You know what it says? You know what he's thinking here? Because I do. He's thinking, I'm fucked.
I'm trapped.
How do I break it to the kids that I'm fucking
too
want to
famous
die?
to kill her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually not Batman.
Do you know how hard it was to find this picture without text on it? Like you say, because you say it doesn't need anything.
No.
Everybody's made a meme out of this thing. I went hunting for fucking forever to find just a blank canvas of that poor insufferable man.
I'm surprised to see it because every time I've ever seen it, it's had text on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's always been about something else, but now we know what it's about.
He used to drink a bottle of scotch a day at nighttime just to fucking pass.
All right, let's not
out on the couch.
I'm not
and get away from her.
Did you guys see that basketball movie that he just did not too long ago?
He was wasted in the whole movie.
The only thing I liked about that movie, because I like nothing about that movie, was the way he went into the fridge for the beers and always cycled out the one out of the freezer, because it just reminded me of whenever I drank. That's exactly what I did all the time.
I still do that.
I do that every weekend.
The movie.
One goes in, one comes out.
Yes. Hold on. We all have a little Affleck in us. Something
we do.
Hell yeah. Affleck's. This is like, I didn't like Affleck until I read that. I thought Affleck's the loser of the Goodwill Hunting group. And then I read that he's like, I felt trapped in a relationship, so I got drunk every single night and passed out after drinking a bottle of scotch on the couch because it was the only way I could deal with life. And then I loved him because I'm like, I spent about 10 years doing that. Actually, I totally understood it. Like, I remember legitimately at one point of my marriage and my second relationship prior to not drinking where I was like, well, I guess I'll just get blackout drunk and pass out, and then I'll wake up in the morning, right? Because that's the only way that this isn't happening is if I fall asleep. And I'm so jacked up, and I don't want to be here that bad that I need to get drunk just to be able to deal with it, right? So I totally understood from a psychological perspective. I understood what Affleck was talking about. But from like a mono perspective, I was like, dude, I get you big time. And there's a lot of women that do that too. Like, I've got a friend whose wife has a drinking problem because he's an asshole. And I've told him that. I'm like, dude, she just hates your guts. Like, that's that's all. Yeah. And I won't give up his name, but I said to my buddy Dave Champion. I said to my buddy Dave Champion, I said, Dave, the reason why your wife is an alcoholic is because she fucking hates you. And he's like, how do you know this? I go, because I was on the other side. I was her.
Opposite.
You get that, right, Bonds? Like, how much were you drinking when you were fucking with a miserable human being?
Yeah, a plethora. And I never even realized it towards the end of my marriage. But that's why I was drinking so much. I was just fucking kind of just
hammered,
checked out, didn't even know it, and just would drink to fucking get through the day, kind of deal, I guess.
Yeah. But, I mean, to be fair, though, let's reverse this. Right? Because you can sit there and you can have a conversation about the other individual. And I don't think Ben made a mention of Jennifer to sewer her. He was in a relationship that wasn't working for him.
Yeah, it was all about him. Like everything that he said, he didn't say anything really that bad about. No,
we were all going to jump on you'd sewered your wife, but
he sewered his wife.
Oh, he totally
didn't.
He did.
No, he sewered the relationship, and he could have said it was his problem.
I was with her, therefore I drank. Is what he said.
Let me read this to you again, and let's find out if he sewered his wife. This is good.
Right.
Quote, I'd probably still be drinking. It's part of why I started drinking because I was trapped.
Yeah, she sounds lovely.
The Argo director admitted to Howard Stern of feeling, quote, unhappy in his marriage to Garner, who's 40. I love how they tagged her with her age there, too. Who's 49, by the way. He says, quote, I was like, I can't leave because of my kids, but I'm not happy. What do I do? What I did was drink a bottle of scotch and fall asleep on the couch, which turned out to not be the solution. Correct. The truth was we took our time. We made the decision. We grew apart. Affleck explains. This is when he tries to claw it back, I think, where he said, we had a marriage that didn't work. This happens with somebody that I love and respect, but to whom I shouldn't be married any longer. Like, that's him trying to.
This is what I mean, though.
Right?
Yeah.
No, but I was shocked that a Hollywood marriage didn't work out. Like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
We never heard of this.
Hollywood. James.
They were so toxic, though, that they weren't welcome at dinner parties. They
Did you see the cat video?
What do you mean? What do you mean they were?
They were ostracized.
Hey, after dinner, you want me to wash your cat?
The entire Hollywood elite. Ben was right up there, and so was Jennifer at one point. And then he talked about it on Stern and said, we literally were fucking ostracized from everybody. We stopped getting invited to the parties, the dinners, this and that. And then it got worse. They became the fucking talk of the parties. And
that's why he was outside smoking the cigarette the way he was. That was one of those dinner parties. I guarantee it.
This is Ben Affleck at a dinner party with his wife. Fuck.
Yep.
Fuck.
Oh, I thought they were talking like the Oscars and shit.
But
no, just like friends.
That they're celebrities.
Why didn't they like the Afflecks? Why didn't Hollywood?
Because they
were nightmares. They'd fight everywhere they go. They were super toxic, and they just became that couple that nobody wanted to be around.
See, I love having those people at my house for dinner because that is the entertainment for the dinner.
Yeah, but it's
and then I feel better about my marriage at that point.
It can get pretty awkward pretty quickly.
Yeah,
like I'm saying, we've
been in those
fun for a minute.
Dude,
but
can I ask you guys a question? Have you ever gone to a dinner party with your wife and been in a raging fight all the way to the dinner party? And the second you open the car door and you get out and there are people on the lawn, you're like, "Oh, hi, everybody!" Like 5 seconds before that, you're like, "This is fucking bullshit. I want a divorce." And then you open up the door and you're like, "Hello, nice to see everybody." We all have done it, right? They just fought at parties. Like I would always, if I got in a fight with, I would like. I'm not fighting. I'm not arguing. We're almost here. Let's calm down. We got to go in. and she would like, and the second the door opened, it was like this. Oh, hi everyone, so good to be here. Can I help you with the prosciutto? Oh, where's the
women are the best
and I'm like,
at that.
yeah, aren't they just shutting it up? My ex-girlfriend was like, she would let me have it all the way in the house. My ex-wife would. She would like, no, yeah, all the way
I had
in
a
the
friend.
house.
I had a friend who used to demonstrate how his wife never listened to him. So we'd be at like a party, and she'd always be like looking around and whatever. She'd walk up to the pile of guys where her husband was, and just be like, "Anyways, I'm gonna do this, and then maybe we're gonna meet over here." And he'd literally go like this, "Yeah." And she'd be like, okay. Like she would never notice that he would just communicate to her in a series of grunts and moans, and she would never notice at all because he was invisible to her because he was a sitcom husband, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, we've all been there. I'd have to be wasted to be married. Like I could not get married again, and if I did, I would start drinking again. That's free. Hey, Locke, how you doing?
This has been very therapeutic today, guys.
You're very welcome. Are you keeping up on your Rogan podcast while you're hungry? No.
I haven't. I have not been watching anything, but I've been reading a couple of headlines. My God, you just will not let the ivermectin thing go, eh?
Yeah, no,
Jesus
it's not just
Christ.
ivermectin. So he's
sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. No worries. He's trending again because he had this guy named Dr. Peter McCulloch on his show, who's a cardiologist. I know when I've got an infectious disease, I go see a cardiologist.
Yep.
Whatever. Anyway, he's a cardiologist. And so he's now set the world on fire again because all Rogan's doing, from my understanding, I don't listen to it, but he's like rifling conspiracy doctors who have been legitimately put out of business to kind of continue to justify his therapeutics conversations, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, I want to play this for you, and I want to get everybody's thoughts because it actually shocked me a little bit today.
Was faced with more and more of my patients getting sick with COVID-19. And what I told people all over, I said, listen, I can't let the virus slaughter my patients. I'm not going to do it. I said, there's got to be something I could do. Early on, I used hydroxychloroquine, other drugs in combination. Once Pierre Corey, I give him great credit. His first contribution is actually steroids in the use of COVID-19. So we started using steroids once it was shown to us. We added steroids. The data started coming on anticoagulants. And that's how I put it together. I'm telling you, Joe, every single one of my high-risk patients, I've always treated to prevent hospitalization and death. Of the 800,000 deaths that we are right now, I can tell you to a one, they've received either no or inadequate early treatment.
So, in your opinion, if your protocol had been established and distributed worldwide, if people had recognized that this is a way to deal with early treatment, you think that the overall number of COVID deaths would have been significantly reduced?
I testified in the U.S. Senate November 19th, 2020. I told Americans under oath that 50% of the lives at that time could have been saved. We were at about 250,000 deaths, based on what I knew. I then testified on March 10th, 2021 in the Texas Senate. Sworn testimony. I upped that to 85% of the deaths could have been avoided. We know that because we carried out studies. We did one with Proctor here in Dallas-Fort Worth, where we demonstrated that even the early primordial protocols before the monoclonal antibodies, when we used drugs in combination, were associated with 85% reductions in hospitalizations and deaths compared to fair comparator groups. For death, we used the Tri-County Area and DFW averages age adjusted. And for hospitalization, we used the Cleveland Clinic calculator, which is a very precise estimate of the risk of hospitalization. Then simultaneously, Derwand and Zelenko showed that from Monroe, New York data, and then Didier Rialt showed it from Marseille, France. So we have three different areas showing early multi-drug therapy as an outpatient works substantially, and we've had a giant loss of life, a giant number, millions and millions of unnecessary hospitalizations. And it seemed to me, and I've told Tucker Carlson and many others, it seems to me early on there was an intentional, very comprehensive suppression of early treatment in order to promote fear, suffering, isolation, hospitalization, and death. And it seemed to be completely organized and intentional in order to create acceptance for and then promote mass vaccination.
So, what I understood from that was Dr. Peter McCulloch, cardiologist, is highly supportive of steroids, hydrochloroquine, and the makers of hydrochloroquine have said this is not to be used for COVID because it does not work. It's parasitic as well. It's an anti-parasitic, this hydrochloroquine. But bottom line is that this guy, from my understanding, Ryan, has sent a shockwave into the Twitter sphere. And for people who aren't educated like me, I actually had to go to you to figure out who this guy is. Who is Dr. Peter McCulloch? Because that's where the answer is this guy telling the truth or not? Right? That's where the answer
so he
is.
he was a really well respected cardiologist, actually. Like he's a very smart man. It seems like he grabbed onto a bone here and couldn't let it go, to the point where Baylor, Scott and White, which was the medical system that he worked for in Texas, literally had to get a restraining order against him to tell him to shut the fuck up and stop telling people that he was like a part of them, because he was, they never really released why he was let go, but we know why he was let go. And and then they sued him for a lot of money and told him, if you're not going to shut up, we're just going to sue your ass off, because what he was touting was major consensus of worldwide science saying, guys, hydrochloroquine doesn't work. Ivermectin doesn't work. You can say antiparasitics. They're not made for viruses. Like, science is settled. I'm not going to get into this again because we've done this 1,000 fucking times. It's been settled. But he's got one good thing that I think that he's trying to push, and it's the
pre-treatment,
and like the early treatments, and that would be like the bio ones that they're doing, that they said that they were really good, but nobody can afford it. It's $20,000 fucking dollars. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, sure, it works. It's the shit they gave Trump when he was stuck in Walter Reed, but it's not for everybody. That's not for 330 million U.S. fucking citizens. Right?
He also kind of insulted everybody, because what did he say? He said, I swore under oath, I made a completely erroneous prediction.
Yeah. Like, so
no one's been able to predict shit in Corona. And for some reason you're like, well, I said this prediction I could never prove under oath, so it must be true somehow. Like, I don't know.
He talks so fast. Like they all do this. They all. Yeah. It's no, like, as long as I double speak and speak very fast, I can get over on the intellectual fucking elite Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan now thinks I'm a hero. And this guy was kind of like, he flew not under the radar. He was a very moderate in this. Like, he's not like considered a crazy QAnon fucking doctor.
Yeah.
But now Joe Rogan has exploded him. So every single person that they grab onto what, and now he's being exploded. So watch out for his book and his speaking engagements. He's going to charge thousands of dollars for next. It'll be great.
Well, and the thing that they keep neglecting to mention is that these drugs are, and this is the other thing that everybody hangs their hats on, right? Like all the conspiracy theorists. Well, the guy that made ivermectin won a Nobel Prize or some stupid thing.
Of course he did. It's a great drug for what it's made for.
Hydrochloroquine is for malaria, right? Like,
Henry Kissinger won a Nobel Prize. So
yes,
for malaria.
These are very good drugs
for malaria.
They are. Yeah, they literally saved entire populations from malaria, not from COVID.
But exactly. What they do, what a lot of these guys are also refusing to actually talk about is, okay, so Rogan gets COVID. They throw the kitchen sink at him. What worked?
Yeah.
And what didn't?
What part of that sink?
Yeah.
Right?
And he could have also just had a very mild. He could have had a very mild case as well. He's a very healthy, middle-aged guy. He wasn't the target for who COVID is like the majority of people that are dying from COVID.
Well, do you remember Dana White? Sorry, just to kind of bolster your point. Remember Dana White got it like 2 weeks ago, and he's like, I got COVID. He's double vaccinated, and he got through it no problem. But he also threw Joe Rogan's kitchen sink at it, and then ended up calling Joe fucking Dr. Joe.
Yeah, exactly. Like it wasn't the vaccine.
It's probably why you got through it, you dumb fuck.
Yeah. Right? It's always Joe. And remember Joe the plumber in that election that time?
Yes. It's always a Joe.
Yeah. Dr. Joe.
But my major problem with him, if he wants to like I say, he's like a dog with a bone. If he wants to stick with his unproven and totally debunked claims that hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin are the fucking God's gift, fine. Nobody's taking them anyway. Nobody's sane doctor is prescribing it. It's fine. My problem is what he said about vaccines and what he said about how no healthy individual under the age of 50 should take a vaccine. Yeah. And that's complete and utter fucking bullshit, because this goes back to your point yesterday on where do variants of this fucking disease come from?
The unvaccinated.
Yep. Correct. So let's stop.
Unvaccinated. In the unvaccinated, the virus gets in, hijacks the cell, turns it into a mistake factory, by the way. And then makes thousands of copies of itself. Copying mistakes, scientists call mutation. That is what Omicron
can't say that, though. You can't say that people aren't seeking out these treatments. Because
I'm sure. No, they are seeking. They're seeking them. I'm saying that some people's doctors.
Some people have called me. Doctors are part of this problem. We have had when I have made sarcastic jokes on the air about these conversations about the ivermectin, about the hydrochloroquine. I have had people calling me on my radio show in Alberta, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, that I've got a buddy who's trying ivermectin. Like this is a thing. This is not honestly,
you've got the most honest listenership out there, I guess. They must not be lying to you at all, Lochlin, to push their narrative. That's weird.
Well, no, but somebody would call me up and go, okay, listen, I actually work with a guy. I tried to hire a guy who tried to get a job with me who was unvaccinated, who showed me his ivermectin pills. I had this guy that owns a business that called me and said this guy actually had ivermectin on him to prove that he was safe for me to hire to do the job because he couldn't get a job anywhere else. But he was actually not lying about being unvaccinated, but was saying, hey, but no, I'm taken care of here. I got ivermectin. Yeah, those people, I swear to God, they're out there.
It's fine. I drank apple cider vinegar and I gargled with my own urine.
Yeah. Sorry,
I thought ivermectin was a soccer player when I first heard the name. I really did.
Yeah, from Barcelona, ivermectin.
Plays for Omicron Stadium or something.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have with these stories. There are, you know what? I understand what you're saying about about shitting on the vaccines, right? But there are actually people out there, and this is the problem with the narrative that Joe Rogan is pushing right now, is that he's not necessarily going out and saying, hey, listen, I'm not a doctor. Don't listen to me. He's saying, listen, I'm not a doctor. Now here's some people that believe the shit that I believe. Yeah. And I'm going to put them on my fucking show.
Another thing that doctor said, and one other thing that doctor said, because now I'm remembering, I did see a clip yesterday about it, is that he took something, I don't remember what organization, it could have been a big pharma company or something like that, but they had made a prediction that sometime, I think it was 2025, that a coronavirus, and they sort of they ran it through this their own algorithm or template to see what plan should be in place and everything. And it was a lot of the stuff that we're doing now. And that's all the evidence they needed to say that it was a diabolical hatched scheme from the beginning, just because the scientists successfully predicted that, a coronavirus might mutate. They said it would happen in 2025 and it didn't. But that kind of flimsy evidence where you're like, oh, it speaks to my narrative, therefore it's nefarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It fits, the anti-version of whatever that is fits who I am. And these people are still everywhere. Like these guys. God, I love these guys. The anti-vaxxers of Facebook. Have you seen this?
I've got Locke's tub quarter of the way filled with my urine right now. He's got a nice tub in the basement, and I'm going to try use that urine therapy to get better because of the COVID I got.
Is that Richard Gere's hamster?
I'm not sure, but in this Facebook
he looks too happy with Richard Gere's hamster.
He doesn't look scared enough.
Jennifer Garner's hamster. Sorry.
The pissed drinkers of Facebook, Alexis chimes in and says, "quote These are anti-vaxxers, by the way. This is the kind of person you're dealing with. This is who we're talking about. These are the people taking ivermectin, listening to asshole doctors like Dr. Peter McCulloch on Joe Rogan's Experience." So here, Alexis says, a miracle testimony. Last night, my daughter brought her hamster upstairs in a panic. He was shaking and cold and couldn't open his eyes. We've had other hamsters die, and these were all symptoms, and we thought it was the end until I soaked a washcloth in my urine and laid him in it with another towel to insulate him. My daughter held him until it was time for bed, and then we laid him in his cage thinking he would pass in the night. Well, this morning I go check on him and I dig around and he pops up with eyes wide open, full of day energy, and he started eating. I also decided to soak some of his bedding in my urine, and he immediately gravitated to the cup where he had soaked in the bedding. Wow is all I can say. A response to that from Tobogo, he says, wow, urine really is medicine.
It's a Pissmas miracle.
It's literally the waste of your body. It's all the shit that your body rejects. That's what you piss out. Chemicals and phosphorus and all that shit.
Alexis responds to Tobogo Tom, it's our perfect medicine. And then Kel says, great share, Alexis. There are many healing miracle stories for animals as well as humans. And then she replies, it's 3 months in of consistent use. So this was our first piss miracle, everybody. See, that's what this creates. That's what this creates. Like a guy like Dr. Peter McCulloch on Joe Rogan's podcast talking to 11 million people going, don't worry about that. That's what this creates. Because of people like him, that hamster had to sleep and piss the other night. He was probably going to be fine without it.
I pissed all over my poor dying hamster that had a stroke. And now he just smells like piss and can't look out of his left eye.
Where's fucking PETA?
Where's PETA?
We should send Phil Demers over to that fucker's house, you know?
Right?
When he's done with Marineland,
Yeah.
I've got a job for him.
Jesus.
Anyway, you're not missing much back here. People are still soaking hamsters in piss.
That's good, Lord.
Yeah, it's a tough life. And then you got this chick who went to Yorkville today. She says, I'm currently at one of Canada's largest shopping centers, Yorkdale, where I was not the only one wearing. I was the only one not wearing a mask. What a communist dystopian nightmare. So disappointing to see this level of compliance. I see many people were enjoying their Nazi health passes. Shame on them. And then she puts a picture of herself with beautiful flowing hair. She's got the nice filter on. She's doing the Drake duck lips. And Ryan responds, vapid, vacuous, potato cover girl. The only reason she's doing this is like she's literally using the pandemic and probably lied about going in unvaccinated and unmasked just so she could put a picture of her hot self on the Twitter for the gram.
She looks like Will Wheaton as a trans woman.
Okay,
I
will say this though, guys.
Yeah.
I like. So we traveled, and for the most part, we've seen a large percentage of people like complying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the thing that I've noticed, because I was sort of like, all right, well, we're in a bubble here. You see the odd thing here in Edmonton. For the most part, though, people are wearing masks. They might not be wearing them properly. They might be below their nose, whatever. But when we got to Europe, and we've been here now for a bit, the one thing I saw or noticed was a gender thing. Women, if there was somebody not wearing a mask or it was down below their chin in the airports and out and about, it was women.
Really?
And I like, yeah, oddly. I don't know if that was just some weird
Cut to Ben
sort
Affleck.
Honestly, though.
Yeah, he's got your back, Lochlin. He knows who
Ben Affleck. Yeah. Did when you see it, did you do the Ben Affleck look? Oh fuck.
No, I mean, like I said, I've done the whole. My sort of COVID experience has been listen, I'm not going to get into a fight with that person. I'm just not. You know what? If you don't believe in it, that's your issue.
Yeah.
If Ashley and I get very passive aggressive.
Yeah, I'm just. It's not. Why put myself through that stress? So.
We can't help ourselves. We get passive aggressive in the grocery stores and stuff if we do see somebody that's being stupid, and we'll loudly comment on how the pandemic is over. Did you hear? Did you see? The pandemic is fucking over. This is great. We can all take our masks off now. Yeah. But we don't actually like say it directly to them, but we make sure they can hear it. So
I got an interesting comment on the website today. Dean, can you please stop going to concerts and lunches? I know you're vaccinated, but you could still get it and spread it the same as the unvaccinated. You're not helping follow science. Who the fuck is that?
What?
Who the fuck just told me to not go for lunch? Like,
it's the opposite of the anti-vaxxer. It's the
that's the first.
The ultra-vaxxer.
The ultra vaxxer. That's the first one I've got, and I'm like pretty up. I bone up on my science just so I know what I'm talking about, and I try to side with the right people, and I try to get good information to people. And so, because I'm vaccinated, I went to this business lunch the other day, and I've been out to a couple concerts with Ryan and some other stuff. Fully vaccinated events. I'm fully vaccinated. I'm allowed in. It was a nice time, but I didn't know. Like, I had no idea we had the equal and opposite representation on these super vaccinated sites, because these people can go fuck themselves too. Dean, can you please stop going to concerts and lunches? I know you're vaccinated, but you could still get it and spread it the same as the unvaccinated. Did Jennifer Garner send this to me?
Well, the thing, you know what, the interesting thing about that too, because I had that guilt, like, I'm traveling. Should I be traveling? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said this countless times. You have to look after yourself. You have to make a point of doing the things that you think are right, and you're not. You might not be able to convince whoever you're traveling with to do the same thing.
But I didn't know the good people had another gear of asshole. Like I thought,
it's there.
So now I'm on the lookout for that. It's like fucking look
to make the mask tighter.
Did you really?
Right. Like I knocked down my beard, and because we bought the I did.
No,
the N95s.
If you stop drinking, the swelling will go down. You can get it tighter if you do it.
Maybe the swelling's helping me.
That's right. It's keeping that mask tight.
It might be working the other way.
A nice seal.
I think you might be right, actually.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. I think there's an extreme end on both sides, and I think that's
you can't win.
No,
you can't win.
I win every day.
But what you said, Locke, is true. You do a risk assessment, and you're doing it from the right place too. Like, you've got in the back of your mind is, there's a pandemic. You know how to conduct yourself. Our government's been pushing this narrative for a long time. Ever since Dr. Kieran Moore has become our chief medical officer of health, it's always been, you need to assess your own situation. And act accordingly. So if you're unvaccinated, then yes, you stay home and don't go to lunches and concerts. If you're vaccinated, you're vaccinated, you have a mask, you're doing everything right, then yes, you know what? You can enjoy it. That's the whole fucking point.
Yeah.
So these people need to take some inventory here on where we are and realize why we're doing what we're doing.
Ryan, as much as you can't control the anti-vaxxer. That's why I always lose my mind when they have rules. Like, we're changing the rules. The unvaxxed can do this, and the vaxxed can do, like, the unvaxxed are going to follow it. Like, I lose my mind when when our public officials are trying to mandate gathering restrictions during the holidays for the unvaccinated.
Your premier needs to go to 3 different parties this Christmas, so he changed the entire province's law. To make it happen for himself, so he didn't look like an asshole. Okay. So you're in for the best Christmas ever.
And if it makes you feel
I need another hat. I have a hat. I can take this one down, and then you get the new one. And I'll buy that one next.
Jamesy, you're gonna say something?
I was just gonna say, Lochlin, if it makes you feel better, Trudeau just announced 2 days ago, a really, really brilliant orator. He said, he goes, now we're strongly recommending. I'm paraphrasing. We're strongly recommending that you don't travel. I mean, we can't do shit about it, but we're strongly recommending that you don't travel. He said no teeth. He's hoping that he has the credibility that people will just go like, oh, well, if Justin says it, then I'm definitely going to.
Yeah. Isn't that pretty much where we are now? Like, I know Locke said it where he's like, we're on our own. And I said that in a post today because we went over some of the lists because Ontario's fucked. Like, we're going to get 10,000 cases a day. Omicron, just so everybody knows, and I was thinking about this today, Omicron doesn't appear to be the bitch that Delta was. So we got that going for us.
Perspective, though.
Yeah,
not yet though. We don't. We're not further enough into this to know that.
Oh, from the transmission is way worse. Yeah, way worse. Yeah. But this is what's happening in Ontario right now. Starting at 12:01 on Saturday, capacity limits of 50% in venues, 1,000 people or more. It should say 1,000. Fucking typo. Movie theaters, casinos, concert venues, same thing. Booster interval moves from 6 months to 84 days. Free rapid tests at 660 LCBOs. We got it out of our asses yesterday, which is nice. We're all being asked to get boosters 18 plus immediately. Canada is strongly advising against non-essential travel, mandatory testing, quarantine on flights from 14 countries at Christmas. So, like, if you got tickets to a Raptor game next week, 50-50,
you don't know if you're going.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Leafs. Same thing with concerts, like Spider-Man Far From Home. This play or whatever they fucking call it, No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home. This thing's going on. Cineplex released a statement today. They're like, pretty sure we're fucked for this. So like, if you got tickets, we'll try to get to them. We're not too sure. Like, but that's what we're dealing with here. And the funny part is that my estimation of where we should be, in kind of leading to that email that I just read to you, or the comment where someone says, "Don't go for lunch." I don't give two fucks about Omicron. I really don't. Like, I look at this like, okay, I've done my work. I'm double vaxxed. I'm boosted. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get on with my life. And there's someone telling me not to go for lunch doesn't mean anything. I just thought it was funny, and we'd show it to you and say, hey, who the fuck reaches out and tells people to not, like, I don't know you, but don't go for lunch. Go fuck yourself. I'm going to go for lunch every day of my life now.
Aren't you guys a little concerned, though, that that the government giving away free rapid tests is disrupting the free market of Shoppers Drug Mart?
We're ruining capitalism by doing this socialist thing.
This is disaster capitalism, guys. We need to flourish this type of trend.
And another great point that somebody brought up on Twitter today, and I never even thought of this. Imagine if you owned a venue that had a capacity of 1,000 people, and now you're down to 500. So all you'd have to do is like call the fire marshal to come in and re-inspect you, put a couple extra tables in so your capacity is 950, and now you can have 950 people in your fucking venue. You know what I mean? Like there's no rhyme or reason
Brian brings up an excellent point. That hypocrisy is the thing that I wish would just stop, and that's the biggest issue that we're dealing with right now in my mind. Like and it's the cause for the divisiveness in the society as a whole, especially when it comes to COVID.
Yep.
Everything that they do has an element of this. And we're constantly having these conversations about, well, isn't this a stupid rule if you can do this, right? Like, I'll give you a perfect example, and this is a microcosm of it. But we have a social committee at work that was adamantly against having a Christmas party with everybody at work, including friends and family. Like,
especially you.
Yes, probably me. If
They're
we're
having it
being
right
honest, they probably didn't want to have a Christmas party because of me, and I am okay with that. I will live with that.
Do you have your own bathroom at these Christmas parties, Lochlin?
So anyway, but then 2 days after the email went out about how we were going to do the Christmas party with no wives or boyfriends or anybody from outside of the company, she posted pictures on her Facebook page at a hockey game.
This is exactly it.
Like and there's examples of this at every level of society, and I'm probably guilty of it too. And that's the biggest problem I have with where we're at right now, especially when we're sitting there when we're dissecting the information that's coming down from our public officials. It's hypocrisy on every level.
Yeah, I can go to a shitty CFL Grey Cup with 26,000 people in the stands.
Super shitty.
Is there any other kind of
I did that for you, Dean. And then
the CFL
my daughter can't have lunch at her high school with somebody from another class because it's outside of a cohort.
Oh my God.
So
exactly.
This is what I mean. Like, you're right, the hypocrisy, and this is what you're right. It fuels the divisiveness, and I understand that frustration, but it doesn't mean that what we're doing in the high schools is wrong. It means what we're doing in the 26,000 people in a CFL stand is
It
wrong.
also reinforces the position that we've been saying on this podcast now for well over a year. You're gonna hear this stuff. This stuff is gonna creep its way into every conversation. You have to figure out what you're comfortable with and take care of yourself. Take care of you and your family and your kids, and fucking leave it at that.
It's not fucking worrying about what everybody else is doing.
Yeah. Oh my God, the judgment.
Say that again for the dummies in the back, Bonzi, if you can.
Just stop worrying about what everybody else is doing and take care of your fucking self and your family, and that's it, and leave it alone.
And that's why I had KFC in Hungary.
If we went with that mantra 100%, though, then we couldn't dunk on the fucking idiot anti-vaxxers. So I'm not going to subscribe to that 100%. Maybe 90%.
Not 100,
no.
But you know
the hypocrisy in this place is killing me.
Yeah.
Get it out. Locke, we'll let you get back to being with your wife. We're going to hang it up here, too. So really appreciate you joining us. It's probably around 11:30 or quarter to 12 in Hungary right now. But we appreciate you doing this, brother. Great to see you.
I'm up later in Hungary with the time change.
I'm sure you are. We'll talk to you soon, man. Thanks.
Good to see you, boys.
Thanks for popping in, man.
Good to see you, too. That is Lochlin Cross, 95.7 Cruise FM.
I just realized something. If sumo wrestling is the NFL, then those sumo wrestling suits are the CFL. Remember?
That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good.
It's pretty funny.
Did you, Dean? I know you were off.
Setup, but yeah.
Dean, you were off on Tuesday, but did you see Ray Routh's recap of the Grey Cup? Was that not fucking gold?
Myself.
It was pure fucking gold.
A little bit of
brilliant. Yeah. We're going to get him to do some more, even during the NFL season with no CFL. We're going to get him to shit on the CFL all year now.
It was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Canadian Football League.
Yeah.
Like it's just everything
throwing a beach ball sized football. That was my favorite line out of the whole thing.
Right. I know. And he read it like he had a learning disability, which I really appreciate.
Really did.
And he had to read it word by word because the
CFL
CFL sucks.
Because he doesn't
So
know.
good.
That is Ryan Lindley from the Sheeple Shepherd podcast. You can get him at Ryan Lindley on Twitter. That is my good buddy Bonzi. Bonzi Live on Twitter, and Trip him with Bonzi is where you can find him on YouTube.
Go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor, Bonds. You got a sinus infection. And that is my dear friend James DiFiore, Blackballed the podcast, where last week he got the Bernier. Yes, that Bernier. He got the Chomsky. Yes, that Chomsky. And he got the Bullard. I love the content you're doing here. If you don't follow him, you have to go to Blackballed the podcast. Make sure you subscribe.
Fuego.
Thank you. My favorite one was Mercedes Nichols. She's so funny.
Awesome.
She was great.
Yeah.
She's incredible. Yeah, she's also part of the network too. So
good to see you, boys.
Blackball the podcast. Great to see you too, Jamesy. Thanks, boys. We'll talk to you soon. Really appreciate
Love you guys.
it. Thanks, there you go. Love you too, big guy. Take care. Be safe. Nice to see everybody. Thanks to everybody for being here. Lots of fun today, and great to see Lochlin as well. Just took a break from having a bath at the bathhouse to spend some time with us. I thought that was really, really nice. Really nice. Thanks to you for joining us as well. Appreciate you being here. Don't forget, you can download us anywhere you get your podcast. Audio, video will be at YouTube, Dean Blundell Show, and Dean Blundell TV on Twitch, where you can see all these things we're talking about when we're making references to videos and pictures that you can't see because you're listening in audio. iTunes, Spotify, etc. You can find us everywhere. Dean Blundell Show. Thanks, everybody. Also, don't forget to sign up for a newsletter at deanblundell.com. And thanks to our friends over at Easy Auto Financial. Easy. Thanks, Bosco. You have a good one, too. Thanks, Corey. You have a great one. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Howard. Everybody's saying goodbye. It's so nice. Thanks, Gwendolyn. Nice to see you, too. Good to see everybody today. Don't forget our sponsors, Easy Auto Financial. If you're looking for a car and you can't get financing, these guys are the best. Thanks, AVK, antivaxxers. Maybe the best follow on Twitter, by the way. If you like watching people sewer themselves. Have a good one, Clay. Good to see you too. Anyway, make sure you go and experience Ed's Fine Imports, his Gitch. Oh, I was doing Easy Auto Financial. Looking for a car? Let's do that. Looking for a car? Easy Auto Financial. Sign up. There's no obligation. All your credit's good. They don't care about your credit rating. They just want to get you a car, and they want to get you the car that you want. That's what they do. It's turnkey. EasyAutoFinancial.ca. No obligation. Sign up today. Go and check them out. Also, our friends at Domination, helping us produce content every day. They've been doing it for years. They can do the same for you. Try them for free. It takes minutes instead of hours to produce promos. You get 70 of them in like 5 minutes instead of 1 in 5 hours. DMNTN.com. Try them for free today. Again, DMNTN.com. And Ed's Fine Imports, his Gitch. You'll love them. I do. Give your friend and loved one the gift of Christmas Gitch. Luxury branded underwear, pouch in the front, super breathable, super soft. He'll send them to you. He's also got 80% off Black Friday deal, Cyber Monday. He's carrying it all the way through Christmas, Boxing Day specials as well. Lots of stuff in store, but go to edsfineimports.com. 80% off blazers and suits right now, by the way. For real. edsfineimports.com. Great guy. Have a great day. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate you being here. Thanks, Melissa. Have a wonderful day, too. Have a great night. See you soon. Dooba-dooba-doo. Extra. Bye.